Greetings in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ. Today I want to talk about Black Hebrew Israelite belief on its behalf of DNA haplogroup sequences. What I heard about their belief, which I have criticized in my video, that if any other than E haplotype, other haplogroups are Japhet. Well, Japhet means white, Europeans. And they do not accepting the Ashkenazi Jews appearing of the white man. And which their haplogroup sequences, they will say E1B1B is Esau, or the Saudi Arabia, or the sons of Arab. E1B1A is Hebrews. Number one, there are no Jews registered as E1B1A. These haplogroups are purely African DNA, which comes from the West Africa, the people speaking of Niger Kordofan speakers. Niger Congolese speakers, if you want to say. And these areas are covered by the ocean. What do you call it? The Niger Congolese are the Negroid tribe of Bantu speakers, Bantu film speakers. And the Bantu are close related to the West African or the Mande speakers, genetically closer to each other in Africa. The Bantus are the Southern Africa and East Africans. And these are the E1B1A. And E1B1B, which has the Jewish majorities of Israeli society today, are also, you can see their haplogroups E1B1B in North Africa, Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria, Libya, Egypt, also in Sudan, Ethiopia, Somalia, Djibouti, Eritrea, and some other tribes in the borderline with these areas. South Sudan E2. So mostly the E haplogroups are remained in the African continent. E1B1B particularly, that coming out from the Ethiopian Sudan border of Blue Nile. And these are the tribes of E1B1B. But since then, there are so many Jews of Israel belongs to E1B1B, as well as diaspora communities. And what they claim is E1B1B is Esau, and E1B1A is the Hebrews. And this is a contradict because of E1B1B and E1B1A are twins. E1B is actually the form of one group. So if you wanted to say a Jew, you will present E1B as registered. In the DNA lab, ancestry DNA, 23andMe, family tree DNA, FT DNA, family tree, and 23andMe, MyHeritage DNA are registered of E1B. We'll not talk about E1B1B or E1B1A. And the reason that E1B1B has the Jewish marking and E1B1A does not. No, they are not talking about there is no markings on E1B1A. But the majority of practical Jewish population of E1B1A is not practically found ancient origins of continuation since the how far this goes back to in anywhere between, because of there were 1492 during the Inquisition, a lot of Portuguese excavate into African interior, and they first stopped from the West Africa into surrounding to Southern Africa all the way to the Kenya. So when they came to the Gold Coast, Ghana and Nigeria, the first occupant of foreign Europeans were the Portuguese. And the Portuguese had some relationship with Biafra, and they had traded gold, slaves, any other source. But also at that time, there was a history of a lot of Sephardic, which means Spain, Sephardic Jewry. There was no between Portugal or the Spain at the time until later. A lot of Jews from Iberian Peninsula, they said in the Inquisition, if you wants to remain in the Iberian Peninsula, then king and queen, I forgot the name of the Spanish side of it, but they told that if you are convert, I mean, if you want to remain, you have to confess that you are the Catholic, And of course, teaching of a Catholic is a Roman Catholicism, and it is not biblical teachings. It's more like politics. But anyway, a lot of things are defected in the teachings in Roman Catholicism. But if he wants to remain, it's earlier there is no Protestants at the time. But if he wants to remain in this country, then you have to be Catholic, or you have to say you're Catholic to stay there. And this is one option. Second option for the non-Catholics, there were some Moroccan Arabs and other North Africans are living there, and immigrant Muslim community. But if you wanted to remain, but if you wanted to leave, you have to be a Catholic, or either you have to go out from this country. So a lot of people choose to living from Iberian Peninsula to other countries to look for the new world. That's what happens. A lot of Sephardic Jews left, converso, what you call it, converso. They left from the Iberian Peninsula. Very, very few of them, they confess that they remain religiously, they remain in a Jew or other religion. They got killed. And it was kind of show on a week, in the end of the week, and people are watching, cheering up that those who don't confess a Catholic, these people were killed. And but there were very few of them came out. But most of the Jews of Sephardic origin were left to North Africa. So the Jews in the North Africa, all the way to Morocco to Egypt, east to the west, they are mostly the Sephardic origin, then the Mizrahi from the east, from Iraq, very few. There are some Mizrahi Jews living in Sudan at the time, in Khartoum, but they didn't mix with the locals. They were just purely Iraqi Jews at the time. And other Yemeni Jews, possibly they intermarried to the Ethiopian community. Then Ethiopian Jews are said to be the sharing the DNA. Yemeni and a Lemba tribe from Zimbabwe, Mozambique. Zimbabwe was same country at the time. It's called Monomotapa, and Lemba tribe recently found that J1, I believe J1, Cohen model haplogroup, CMH, and they claim that they are descendant of a Yemenite Jew. But let me talk about this is the next time the subject about East African Jews. But let's say West Africa or the North Africa, so Sephardic Jews. So, but the Portuguese mostly Sephardic from the Spanish side mostly left and came to the northern part of Africa, but in Americas and other part, but most of the Portuguese came into the African, sub-Saharan African inland communities, and at that time they married to the local population, and Important thing is in the Gold Coast is called Ghana, extended the Togo, Benin, in Nigeria, Western Nigeria is Benin, and they found the name in the northern part of Ghana. Ghana, that wasn't Ghana, but it was in Benin country, or the Ghana. It's around there. They were the community called Jauda, and I think that's the name after Jauda, name after the Judah, and they told this is a community of a tribe of Judah, but in Hebrew tongue it is called Yehuda. So that's not actually the Hebrew of Hebrew tongue, but probably that my expectation is early Portuguese or Europeans came into that land, and they left, intermarried, and brought the community and became the mixed society, what you call the mulatto. And the mixed majority became the Jewish community of West Africa. No matter fact, in the Biafra region of Nigeria, the Nigeria, you heard about Bantu tribe is called, which is a mother of Bantu is Igbo tribe. The Igbo tribe claimed to be the descendant of Israel, and this Igbo tribe claimed that the tribe of sons of God. And the sons of God, the God is the concubine's son of Leah, Zilpah's sons, Asher and Gad. And their claim is they came originally from the Egypt and look for the new place to live, and they came into West Africa, and I think the record is showing that they came and lived in medieval Mali in the time it's called the Empire of Mali or Timbuktu, and Timbuktu and Niger River is connected, and they goes down to the Ivory Coast at the side, and then going down, flowing down to Nigeria. And at that time, the Timbuktu in the north, the river flows from there, and the Jewish community had came from that area, and established the new home in Igbo land, or what you call the Biafra, and becomes the big, large society. But it has been denied by most of Nigerian society, Igbo society, that they do not believe that some reason it was happening after 1500. Oriental Timbuktu raised back in a huge empire, became somewhere around 1800, and there was a document that Sephardic Jews were in the presence of Timbuktu. Today, it's almost 100% is Islamic community, but they found another document of Jewish literature, history, and how one of the Sephardic rabbi was assigned to Timbuktu from Iberian Peninsula, a Sephardic Jew. So there were historically a lot of Jews in West Africa, and they're indigenous Jews, like Ethiopian Jews. Likewise, I would say that Igbo tribe, possibly that the early migration coming from, their belief is coming from Egypt to live in the Biafra region. But I'm not sure how the true story is. I have to research more about that. But their DNA, okay, let me go back to the same subject. The DNA, their DNA is E1B1A. So E1B1A is mostly the part of African society that E1B1A. They are the sign of Black African Jewish from West Africa, like Igbo. They had a longer history of Jewish history. Black Jews, the Timbuktu, as another one. It's lot of history left in the lot of Jews also lived in Senegal, and let me see, in West Africa. Of course, a lot of Morocco. There is a lot of Jews in Morocco today. They are actually having Abraham called the best friend of Israel, and Israel's most largest community of Israeli citizens of Moroccan descent. About 60 to 80% are the Sephardic Jews. And mostly the Ashkenazi Jewish population is mostly living in New York. And diaspora mostly in outside of the France or area like that. I don't know which is called Sephardic or Ashkenazi. You know, it's a mixture in France. But let me tell you that England or Germany, Ashkenazi Jews, Russia, these communities are mostly still outside, and most of the population is in New York. So my point is, if you wanted to claim that E1B1B is Esau, E1B1A is the true Hebrew Israelite, it's not gonna win. You have to say to yourself, because it's not other way around, but there are E1B, 1B Jewish tribes as already in Israel and around the world. They're the mostly Ashkenazi Jews, and E1B1B, but E1B1B is E1B1A. They're both twins, and how you call it E1B is the correct word. You should put a sign E1B, and E1B, the Jewish genetic Jewish haplotype E1B, and you can include that Israel, and also for that West African DNA matches as E1B, right? Forget about 1A or 1B, because of that originally the twins, like Manasseh and Ephraim, they were twins. There was some other tribe, like Ben Manasseh from East India, Myanmar, Burmese people. They do not have Jewish DNA. The Jewish DNA is an A. It's no data, but they are East Asian DNA. But their practical culture the practice, what they believe, the rabbi was approved, they are the descendant of Israel. So the 7,000 to 10,000 people are airlifted through one rabbi named Michael Friend. Rabbi Michael Friend is the president of Shabbat Israel, if you want to check on that. And Shabbat Israel, Michael Friend, F-R-E-U-N-D, he's an Ashkenazi Jew, but he used to work as in Knesset, the Israeli parliament government. So he has a connection with the president, and then one day he read the community from Bunai Manasseh or East India, some leader, I don't know, I forgot the name, but he sent it to Israel, the government, that Michael Friend read that he wanted, okay, that this person in Bunai Manasseh, he believed, he especially believed, one day God told our community, that's called Bunai Manasseh, we have to return to the homeland. And I want to put aside with this subject because of I read through whole Bible, and on my belief, for the Jew, it's